Alright, dear students, now we have the capital structure and finance cost, and this is very important chapter of your exam. So first of all, in this chapter, you need to understand the sources of finance. The sources of finance. We know this thing that the company needs the finance to run their operations. So how they can get the finance, how they can raise the finance. So they have two basically main categories of finance, two main sources of finance. One is the equity finance and other is the debt finance. So one we have is the equity finance, another is the debt finance. Now equity finance is simply the equity investments. Now we know that the equity investment within the company is in the form of the shares. So equity investment is simply the issuance of shares. Now, within this chapter, we'll be talking about the issuance of shares at full market price, issuance of shares at full market price, and then there will be the bonus issue, and then we have the third one, which is the right issue. So, equity finance is the issuance of shares. And one more category of the equity finance is the irredeemable preference share. We'll be talking about the irredeemable preference shares. Irredeemable preference shares. So within the equity finance, sorry, we have two categories. We have the issuance of shares, issuance of shares at full market price, issuance of shares bonus issue, and then we have the right issue. And the second category is irredeemable preference shares, and we'll talk about the irredeemable preference shares later on as well. Within the debt finance, we have first of all the loans, the loans taken from the financial institutions such as the banks. And then we have the loan notes, also known as the debentures. Loan notes and the debentures. We will understand the difference between the loans and the loan notes because they work differently. So loans and the loan notes. And the third category is the redeemable preference shares. So here in the equity we were having the irredeemable preference shares. Here in the debt we have the redeemable preference shares. So these are the two sources of finance. We have the equity finance and then we have the debt finance. Okay, first of all, we are going to start with the equity finance. And within the equity finance, we'll talk about the issuance of shares. We are going to talk about the issuance of shares. And I told you that there are three scenarios. Issuance of shares at full market price. Market price means the value of the shares in the stock exchange. So full market price. And then we have the bonus issue. And these are very important things within this chapter. And then we have the right issue. So these three things. Issuance of shares at full market price. Now, full market price means simply whatever the price is in the market, the company is going to issue the shares on that price. So when the company is issuing the shares, they will raise the finance and the cash will be coming to the company. So debit entry resembles the cash. Debit cash. And we know that equity is simply the capital, and the nature of the capital is credit. So whenever the company is going to issue the shares, the credit entry belongs to share capital. Share capital. And then there is another credit entry in respect of the issuance of shares is share premium. Now we need to understand the difference between these two, why we are having the classification of the share capital and the share premium. Okay, so how we can understand this concept? Look, this is very simple. First of all, you need to understand, okay, that this is the share, and on the share there is a value, for example, $1. This value which is on the share is known as the par value, or also known as the face value, also known as the nominal value. So there's a value on the share known as the par value, face value, and the nominal value. So these are the three terms, and the same terms indeed: par value, face value, and the nominal value. And then there is the issue price. Now the issue price is the value at which the company is going to issue the shares. For example, this is $5. Now the par value is the nominal value. Why we are saying the nominal value? Because this is the minimum value of the share. This is the minimum. Nominal means this is the minimum value of the share. The company cannot issue the share below this nominal value. So that is why we are calling it as nominal value, and this is the minimum value of the share. The company cannot issue the share below this value. Yes, they can issue the share above this value, but we are not going to issue the share as a company below this nominal value, because that is the scenario of the discount, and according to the law you cannot issue the shares on discount. So this is the nominal value. So issue price is the price at which the company is issuing the shares. For example, it's $5. So remember one thing, that share capital will always be credited at par value. Share capital will always be credited at par value, which is the nominal value of the share. And anything which is above par value, anything which is above par value is simply the share premium. For example, the issue price is $5. So $1 belongs to the share capital, and more than the par value, which is $4, becomes the share premium. So if the company is issuing the share above par, then that goes to the share premium account. So basically, when the company issue the shares, we have two accounts. We have the share capital account, which will be credited at par value, and then we have the share premium account, which is the case of above par value. So make sure you remember this concept. No issuance of shares below nominal value. Share capital will always be credited, because the nature of the capital is credit, and it is going to be credited at par value, which is the face value and the nominal value of the shares. And anything above par value goes to the share premium account. So this is something very important. So say let's assume for example, company issued 10,000 shares 10,000 shares at the rate of $3. So 10,000 $1 shares. When we say 10,000 $1 shares, $1 means the nominal value of the shares. And what is the issue price? It's $3. So what we are going to do, we take the 10,000 and then we multiply it by, first of all, $1, which gives us 10,000. And then we multiply it by 2, which is above par value, that gives us 20,000. So what is going to be the double entry of this transaction? The company is issuing the shares, they will be receiving the cash. How much cash? Because they're issuing 10,000 shares, 10,000 into 3. So that means $30,000 they're going to receive in respect of the issuance of shares. The credit entry goes to the share capital first. And we know this is the amount at par value. Par value is $1, so 10,000. Anything above par value, so 3 minus 1 above means $2 goes to the share premium account. So that means 20,000. So remember this concept. This is something very, very important. Okay, now we are discussing the bonus issue. What is the bonus issue? Bonus issue is the free issuance of shares, free issuance of shares to existing shareholders, or you can say issuance of shares to existing shareholders for free issuance of shares. So when the company is issuing the shares for free, that means there will be no cash inflow. Remember this concept. No cash inflow, no cash flow, and no cash inflow, because the company is issuing the shares for free. Now, why the company is issuing the shares to the existing shareholders for free? Because, for example, sometimes the company does not pay the dividends, and the shareholders obviously are annoyed that they didn't get the dividend. Now, in order to motivate them to keep the shares, the company usually tell them, okay, look, this time we didn't give you the dividend, we are going to give you more shares, and next time when the company announces the dividend, you will be entitled to more dividend because you will be having more shares. So free issuance of shares. Now, when the company is issuing the shares to the existing shareholders for free, remember, they are issuing the shares. So again, the credit entry goes to the share capital account because they are issuing the shares. Now, because they are issuing the shares and the share capital is always credited by nominal amount, so we take this amount in the share capital. Nominal amount in the number of shares which are being issued. Now, how we calculate the number of shares? How we calculate the number of shares which are being issued as a bonus issue? This is something very important to understand. How we calculate the number of shares which are being issued? So first of all, they are going to tell you, they're going to tell you the fraction. They're going to tell you the fraction that the company is issuing 1 for 3 shares. 1 share for every 3 shares. This becomes the fraction. Sometimes they're going to say the company is issuing 2 shares for every 5 shares. Then the fraction becomes 2 by 5. Sometimes they're going to say the company is going to issue 3 shares for every 5 shares. So this becomes a fraction. So make sure you read the statement properly in the exam. 1 by 3, 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 1 share for every 3 shares, 2 shares for every 5 shares, 3 share for every 5 shares. You need to read the question properly. So once you determine the fraction, then you are going to multiply it by the number of shares already in issue. Number of shares already in issue. Number of shares, not the balance I'm going to talk about. The number of shares. Don't take the balance of dollar. Number of shares already in issue. How much are they? 10,000 shares, 1 lakh shares, whatever. So number of shares already in issue multiply by the fraction. Now, for example, there are 1 lakh shares already in issue and the company issues 2 shares for every 4 shares. So what we are going to do, 1 lakh shares are already in issue and the company is going to issue 2 shares for every 4 shares. So that means simply 50,000 shares are being issued in respect of the bonus issue. So this is how you are going to calculate it. So the credit entry goes to the share capital. So share capital means number of shares issued as a bonus issue multiplied by the par value, because the share capital account is always credited by the par value. Now, from where the company is going to issue these shares? The debit entry belongs to the share premium account. See, we were having the premium balance when we issued the shares above par. So we'll be using that premium account to issue the shares. So debit share premium account. And understand one more thing. Sometimes the company is issuing the shares and they're not having the premium balance in the premium accounts. So then they use retained earnings, which is the accumulated profits. We know that. Then they're going to use the first of all the share premium account, and if they are not having any premium account, then the company may use retained earnings and similarly the other reserves as well. So this is how we are going to deal with the bonus issue. Now we have the right issue. What exactly is this right issue? Right issue is the of shares issuance of shares to existing shareholders issuance of shares to existing shareholders below market value below market value. And understand this concept that we are not saying below par value. Below par value they cannot issue. We are talking about below market value. For example, the share is in the market at $10 and they're issuing at $7. So below the market value. When the company is issuing the shares to the exist again to motivate them that look, we respect you, we need your investment, we need you to stay within the company. So look, we are giving you an opportunity to buy the company's shares at discount. Discount means we are giving you the opportunity to buy the share below the market value. So remember that obviously we are not talking about below par value, below market value. So this will give rise to the cash. The shareholders are supposed to pay the cash, debit cash. Again, the same entry, credit share capital at par value, and anything above par, because yes, there will be the premium balance because they are issuing below market value, but obviously above par value. So another share premium account. So share premium account credited. So in the exam, you can have a mixed question where you first of all they say you okay, the company has issued the shares. Now first of all, at full market price, debit cash, credit share capital, credit share premium. Then they say okay, they have issued the shares bonus issue. Then you know there will be no cash inflow, just debit share premium, credit share capital. But the formula remains the same for the right issue as well. How we are going to calculate the number of shares? Number of shares already in issue multiply by the fraction. Now the fraction is 143,245, for example, whatever. So you take the number of shares already in issue. This is first of all the thing that you need to take. And then you multiply it by simply the fraction, and then you multiply it by the par value to get the share capital, and above par value to get simply the share premium. So this is most important concept within this chapter, which is, and you will be having the question from this area of the chapter, which is the issuance of shares at full market price, and then we have the bonus issue, and then we have simply the right issue.